Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm glad that you're watching. In today's video, I am going to share with you about 6 different ways that you can get a confirmed flight itinerary without paying for the actual ticket. And this is a ticket that most people might need either to make a visa application or if they're arriving at an immigration border point and they need to prove onward travel. So that's when most people usually require a confirmed ticket or a confirmed flight itinerary without paying for the actual ticket. And how do you know if your flight itinerary is valid? So number one, all flight itineraries will have what they call a reservation code or a booking code. So when you go to the airline's website, they will ask you what is your reservation code. So you enter the reservation code on the flight reservation document and you enter your surname. By entering this information on the website of the airline to which your flight reservation was held, you can prove that your flight itinerary is indeed valid. Okay? So the number one way in which you can get a confirmed flight itinerary without actually paying for the full ticket price is by directly contacting an airline to give you a flight itinerary. So the challenge with most people is that when they want the flight itinerary, they're not sure how long it's going to take. So those are some of the issues that it's important to consider. So for example, when you call an airline to get you a flight itinerary, usually the validity period for this itinerary is 7 days. And this may not be sufficient for all visa application processes, unless of course, let's say you're applying for your Schengen visa or through the French embassy in Kenya, for instance. They take about 5 days or less turnaround time. So if you're going to make your application via the French embassy in Nairobi, for instance, this is a valid method through which you can use to get your flight itinerary. Number two, you can use your local travel agent. So if you just walk into any of the travel agencies in your locality and let them know that you would like to get a flight reservation without paying for the actual ticket, most of them will be happy to give you this flight itinerary, and for a very minimal fee, anything from $20 to $30 or less, depending on how you negotiate your case. And the beauty with using travel agents is that most travel agents, by virtue of this being their everyday profession, they know what airlines provide how many days of hold period. They know which airlines are the best, which ones serve the best routes. And the other advantage is that they can hold your itinerary for anywhere from 7 days to 21 days. This works perfectly for most visa applications, especially I know in Kenya a visa application can take as long as 3 weeks. For example, for the UK visa, it takes about 3 weeks. For the Colombian visa, it might take even a little longer, like 3 weeks. Brazil visa, 2 weeks. So depending on what visa country you're applying for, you could choose either of this method. The number 3 way that you can get a confirmed flight itinerary without paying for the actual ticket is by purchasing a refundable ticket. So anytime you visit any airline website or any of the websites that aggregate airline tickets, you will realize that the moment you have selected, let's say I want to fly from Nairobi to New York, and then the website populates for me the different options there are. There are usually different categories of tickets. So there will be, for example, non-refundable tickets, there will be a free cancellation ticket, there will be refundable for an extra fee, and you can choose, for example, to go for the refundable ticket, maybe with an extra fee or free cancellation. The only challenge that I have experienced with most of the tickets that allow for a free cancellation is that they are sometimes up to 10 times more expensive than a regular ticket. So let's check out an example of this ticket on Etihad Airlines from from Nairobi to London, for instance. advantage of getting a refundable air ticket from the airline's website, for instance, other than the price, the fact that the flight reservations that you make directly on the airline's website, if you buy like the ticket price with a refundable option, is that it's fully paid for. It's genuine. It's 100% a ticket that has been bought for, and no one can even doubt it. The only main downside is the expenditure. Like, it gets way more expensive, sometimes up to 100% more expensive than if you purchased a ticket that is non-refundable. So as you've just seen in the example above of Etihad Airlines flying from Nairobi to London, it's almost twice the price if you buy the ticket that is having free cancellation compared to the economy saver that has a non-refundable option. So make your choices accordingly. Up here, you can check the link up here. I have shot another video that shows you how to book a fully refundable ticket using Expedia, and it is 100% refundable, so check it out. Okay. The fourth way in which that you can get a confirmed flight ticket without paying for the actual ticket is by using an online visa flight itinerary reservation service. So you will find quite a number of online agencies that offer you ticket reservation services for visa applications. I personally have never used any of them, so I do not have any to recommend. And all I can say is just be careful with if you decide to go with any of these services, because some of them may issue a fake flight ticket, and this could lead to your visa application being denied. It's actually one of the reasons that I mentioned of why your Schengen visa application can be denied, and you can check it up in the link on this video up here. Fortunately, as I have mentioned above, it's very easy to confirm the validity of your flight itinerary or your flight reservation by simply using the reservation code and your surname, which you enter on the website of whatever airline they have booked for you. So when you click on the Manage My Booking button on any of the airline websites, they will ask you for your reservation code and your surname, and this information is enough to confirm if your ticket is valid or not. The number 5 way in which you can get a confirmed flight itinerary for your visa application or for proof of onward travel is by using what the free ticket hold service by different airlines. So this is whereby you reserve your ticket online, and then the airline holds it for you for a fee. So once you finish your booking, finish the booking process, your flight details are then sent to you by email, and this is what you print and attach to your visa application. So for example, some airlines will charge you a fee for this service, while others are going to offer it as a free service. So for example, I know if you are using American Airlines and you use your miles, they have an option where you can hold your flight itinerary free of service. So if you have a frequent flyer account, just check with the airline. They may be having this option, and most of them do not charge a fee if you purchase your airline ticket using your miles. They have a free hold functionality. Most other airlines will usually charge you a minimal fee to hold your air ticket if you use the hold service. And for example, I know with most of these airlines, so other than the fee that they charge, the main other challenge is the timing. So for example, most of these airlines that I have encountered, the longest in which you can hold your airline ticket is for 72 hours. So let's say if you're trying to make your flight from Nairobi, Kenya to I don't know where else in the world, so if you use Air France for instance, they could hold your ticket for up to 48 hours. If you use Ethiopian Airlines, they could hold your ticket for up to 24 hours, and you have to pay in person at the Nairobi office. And if you're using Turkish Airlines, for instance, it takes about 72 hours. So it's the one which has got the most generous ticket hold service. So again, as I mentioned there, the main challenge with these tickets is usually either the fee or the timing, which is very limited. unless your visa application can be processed in 24 hours or let's say 72 hours, it won't be of much help. The sixth way that you can get a confirmed flight ticket reservation without paying for the actual ticket is holding your ticket for a few weeks. This is almost similar to what I've mentioned above, whereby I use the airlines hold service. Most of them are usually free of charge, like I've mentioned Air France, I have mentioned Turkish Airlines, and have mentioned Ethiopian Airlines that allow you to hold your ticket 24 for I don't know, up to 72 hours free of charge. But others give you an option to hold your ticket for a fee. So for example, this is where let's say I want to book a flight from Nairobi to London and I need it for my UK visa application. So if I went to British Airways website, for instance, and I selected the flights originating from Nairobi to London, they are able to hold my flight for up to 72 hours and for $10 per person, you know? So the beauty with the British Airways, for instance, is that the $10 per person booking hold fee is refundable if you complete the booking within 72 hours. So if within 72 hours you can make your visa application, get your visa approved and stamped on your passport, you just simply go back to the British Airways website and the $10 will be refunded, okay? The seventh way in which you can get a confirmed flight itinerary without paying for the actual price of the ticket is by using online aggregation booking sites, and this will allow you to hold your ticket for free, most of them. So an example of aggregation sites that you can use to hold a flight ticket is yatra.com. So Yatra is an Indian-based airline aggregator website, but it allows you to book your air tickets irrespective of where you're based in the world. And you can book flights, for example, from, let's say I was flying to London again and I will go on the Yatra website. I'm able to book a ticket from Nairobi to London on the Yatra website, and typically they allow you to hold your ticket for free for about 72 hours. Again, as I've mentioned, unless you can confirm that your visa application process will end within 72 hours, then I wouldn't advise you to use this method, but it has worked perfectly for me for other visa applications. So that's it in terms of how to book your airline ticket, confirmed airline ticket, without paying for the actual price. Let me know what you think about this video. If it was helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to make sure you don't miss out on future videos that I make, remember to hit the notification bell, so every time that I shoot a new video, you'll be the first one to know. And if you haven't subscribed, please remember to do so on the link at the bottom. And let me know what other videos that you'd like me to see me make, and I'll be happy to share my experience and my knowledge with you. So thank you for staying up to the end, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.